go. So we're on the 4x4 again, Jurassic Coast, stage 2. You can see just over 12 miles, top right. I'm in the 510 650 category, and that's what I want to talk about today. Is this group just too much for me? I've had some great progress in the last, I want to say, 6 months. Got stronger, more powerful, more stamina, better on the climbs, better on the sprints. But is this just a group too far for me? We've got quite a bit of elevation here. I want to say 700 feet. I'll just give you my stats before we start so that if I'm referring to them during the commentary, you know where I'm down to 75 kilos, which is good. 276 FTP. And let's have a look. So we start with a climb, basically. The main climb, as you can see on the top graphic, is in the first third of the race. However, there's a lot of punchy parts to this, and the first part of the climb is probably what I like. I'm staying at the front here, 36 riders. As I said, 510 to 650. My current ZRS is 574. So I want to say midway. To keep the ZRS going, I'm going to have to finish in the top 16, 18. You see the graphic on the top there. There's a lot of this before the main climb, which is coming up. And that suits me because I can punch, draft, relax, punch, draft, or not relax, get a little breather, and that suits me. But this is a higher group. I can't take my eyes off that screen and I can't stop concentrating. There's only 36 riders and we're pretty bunched if you look at the graphic. It's all one big blob. So if I lose concentration, I'll be spat out the back in a second. So I need to stay near the front. I need to work hard and obviously hope I get over that big peak with the front riders. That's the objective. I reckon I can stay to the end if I can do that. But again, I've got to be concentrating, can't be complacent. Gone to the front now. I don't want to be right in the front for obvious reasons. I do need a little bit of a draft. That's probably perfectly positioned there where I am. Orange, so I'll need to stand up on that, put 400 watts out, I reckon, to stay. 420, top left. Yeah, 400 will keep me in position there. And then, as I said, a little descent, so not relaxing, but a little breather. Concentrate and stay close. 268 average. So there's nothing wild at the start of this after 1.3 miles. With the Zwift games, I've been well into the 320s for the first 2 miles. That was ridiculous. But I just need to concentrate. Someone's gone off the front there. Don't know whether that's just to stretch everybody else. I cannot be chasing anyone down, not at this level. So again, here we go again. Orange need to get up. This is the difference with this group. For me, this is what I want to talk about. I'm on the absolute edge of this. I might be midway in the range ZRS, but I'm punching way above my weight, in my opinion. And here we go. So a bit more of a lengthy bit where I'm going to still have to stand up. This is the difference. I can't sit down and punch through this because I can't do 380, 420 watts sat down. I haven't the power to do that. And obviously when you stand up, you can only do that for a limited time. But I'm still there. 1.8 miles in and I'm surviving, holding on. Little break here. As soon as you've had the break though, we're going up again. And look, they just sneak off those front riders. So again, I've got to stand up. Look, top left. I had to do 4:45. Well over 400, but I'm back in again. Just punch to the top there, and then you get the little breather again. The good news is we're already halfway through that climb. Bit of liquid. 283 average, so above the FTP, but we've only done 5 minutes, obviously 2 miles. But this is so competitive. And am I out of my depth? This is what it's about. And I've got to say, it's getting harder to think that every race I do, because I'm on the edge in this category, there's no races where I can sit in the middle and just cruise. Every race I'm doing is on the absolute edge. And that sometimes makes it difficult when you're working during the week to get in the evening and go, blimey, I've got to put almost FTP for another 30 minutes just to stay in the pack. So I'm in a good position. Right, this is the tester. Into 2.5 miles coming up. Done 200, almost 270 feet, 6 minutes. This is the tester, this orange. Remember, I can only compete standing up in orange. So this is why this is a test, because how am I going to stand up for this distance? Well, this is what I was thinking. In a good position, you think, here. Just drafting. Someone's gone off the front there, the American Glowitz. I'm still in a good position. I'm going to have to go. Look, I'm pressing sat down there at 400, but that's the absolute. I'm not going to carry that on, as you can see. So can I stand up for the distance, the duration of that orange? Like you see, sat down, I'm dropping below 350, or I did. The riders are gently pulling away, so I can't stay sat down. Can I stand up for that distance? Let's give it a go. This is what this level. I'm averaging now 285, top left. Nearly 200 calories. Can I stand up for that distance? I'm absolutely giving it a go. I'm going to have to sit down for a second. I'm going to have to sit down, but they're pulling away and I'm standing up. I'm still stood up. Still stood up. Keep going. I'm going to have to sit down. Can't do that. Sat down for a second, standing up again. They're pulling away. Look at the top right graphic. I'm in the back 3/4. Position 30th out of 36. And I'm stood up. So this is the difference. I'm doing 292 average. The banner's there, sat down for 1 second, back up. You can hardly say I've been having a break up that climb. The problem is now, I'm not even going over the top with these main riders. I'm still pushing. And I'm in 30th. Right, okay, so there's a group in front that aren't too far ahead, but look, I've just lost all the momentum there. 31st. I've got a feather, well, that's no good on the descent. So I need to stand up to catch up because they're in a draft. I'm having to do 450 watts on a downhill just to get behind this rider, Oliveira, the Portuguese rider in front. I can't let them go, so I need to catch up and need to be drafting. I've got a bit of draft, as you can see. Oh, they're catching the group in front. 290 average. Everyone's pushing on this descent. I've got a good draft there, but I'm not closing it. Yeah, I am. Closing it here. Right, I need to catch that group. I need to come through these two riders here. We have to catch that group of 4, 5 in front, 8.5 miles to go. There you go. So I'm pushing 300 watts. Got to push and push. I've got to catch that group. Otherwise, I can do no better than 30th. But I've been standing up, as you've seen. Where that rider come from? Ghost rider there. It's gone on the grass. What's going on there? What glitch have we got? Fortunately, the Scott, Lich and Oliveira are pulling with me. That's great. We've all got the same idea. We all need to be in that pack in front, but they're 2 seconds ahead. And although we're on a descent doing 250, 260, I'm absolutely pushing it here again. Jumped into 16th to do 430, 480 watts, 450 to try and get into this. Still can't catch him. This is the benefit of 5 of them drafting. Yeah, there are 5 of them. And then you've got the front group ahead of them, which are 8 seconds. So we need to catch this group. Come on. They won 2 seconds. They're pushing as well, and the reason for that, they're trying to catch that front group. So this isn't helping that there's a split of 3, because we can't get into their group. If we could get into their group, we'd probably help them catch that front group. But this all stems from the fact that I didn't go over the top in the right position. And that stems from the fact that, am I out of my depth? Yes, I am. I've been stood up for most of this race, to be honest. 4.5 miles gone, 289 average. 11 minutes now. No point using the feather. Absolutely no point. I'm in 16th gear. I've got to give credit to the Scott and Oliveira as well. They've come with me. We're all trying to work together on this. I can't even catch. But unfortunately, that group ahead are equally strong, and they're actually growing their lead. Look, 3 seconds ahead of us 3 here. The riders behind, well, Jensen's on his own, the Dane you can see, so he won't be able to catch, and the French Carrière is 45 seconds behind. So it's these 3 groups. If you look at the top graphic, it sums it up perfectly. And again, we're going to these punchy climbs, so I'm giving it some beans here. Done 264 calories in 5 miles, 450 feet, approaching, and 12 minutes. So arguably I'm not that far behind, but I am. And it all stems from missing the cut at the top of that banner. These 2 riders are doing fantastically to help me as well. I'm pushing through them and they're chasing. They've got the same idea. However, the lead is growing now to 9 seconds. The American has been dropped. WFit, as you can see, I suspect will claw the American into our group with 3 of us pushing like this. Yeah, he's on his own there. You can just see in front. Been dropped by the group, which says to me how quickly they were going on the flat there. To drop somebody on the flat in a group, they really were pressing. Look, they're 9 seconds ahead. They've been really pulling. But again, they are 11, 12 seconds behind that front group, who must have been pushing as well. So nobody's been hanging about. And I think that says it all for this group. You know, my best position here. We're fighting for 30th. We've got Watt in our side, WFit. That's what happens when you're riding on your own. We just cruise past the American there, who's trying to latch and stay on with us. Fair play. We're not going to catch that group ahead though. What are the 4 of them now? Laycock, the Brit, Lee, Crispino. Fair play to the American there. Not allowed themselves to be dropped with our group. Probably needs a bit of time to draft after being dropped from previous. So, what have we got? With 6.2 miles, we're almost halfway, 14 minutes, 519, so it's 200 feet to climb, pretty much flat. So this group will stay pretty much to the end, I suspect, and then we'll have a sprint finish. I'm going to start fast forwarding it any minute now because not much changes. But yeah, it's disappointing because I'm going to lose. What I do lose, I actually lose 11 ZRS points, which drops me into the group below, and it's quite demoralising. It's great that I'll have an easier race next time, but it's demoralising, and I'm questioning myself whether I can race in the 5:10 to 6:50 group, whether I've got the ability to do that, because this course is actually quite suited to me with lots of the punchy climbs. It's 12 miles, albeit apart from that orange part, but yeah, it's not suited to me in respect to the level I'm working at here. Anyway, let's slow it down here. I've stopped it with almost 2 miles. The front group 1 minute 9 seconds ahead, absolutely motored. Whereas the second group, we've maintained that distance. The 5 of them are only 10, 11 seconds ahead. So we've been not hanging about, and you can see Oliveira, the Portuguese, been dropped during that fast forward. So it's the American, myself, and the Scot fighting for 29th out of 36. And Oliveira just giving up the ghost and riding home on their own. 1.5 miles to go. I want to say 30, 40 feet to go. Probably another 5, 6, 7 minutes. Average 2:62. So that has come down. But look, I'm in the draft. I'm still doing 2:85. There's not too much opportunity during this flat where we were having a rest. Someone was pulling, the Americans going off there. Ten seconds ahead. No, we're not catching. You can see the group just ahead in the mist there. But they've got a group of 5, and obviously they're stronger riders. They went over the top of that big climb ahead of us. Yeah, I might have a go at this in the lower groups to get my confidence back up, because it's a bit dented at the moment. Because you see, I gave it all there. Really gave it all. Stood up. Absolutely maxing out. 14 below my FTP with 26. So it's anything over 260 I consider a strong effort for a ride around 30 minutes. It will be over 260, especially with a strong finish coming up here. But that's a decent ride for me, but not good enough for this group. I keep saying it, but that's the point of this. And I want to indicate as well, I've got a fantastic new fan, which you can't see in the shot on the left. So I've been the coolest I've been in any race. Oh, we're 8 seconds, 9 seconds behind the group in front. You can see we've pulled them back ever so slightly. Yeah, got a brand new fan, got a stand for my laptop. So, yeah, a bit of new kit. So no excuse for overheating. 0.5 miles to go. We're approaching 28 minutes. 30 feet to climb. Needing to get in the draft here. There's no way I have the energy to go out front. The Scot and the American have, to be fair, pulled me along for the last 4 or 5 miles. I've got to say that. I don't know how much on the edge they are, but fair play. In that respect, I've enjoyed the race. I enjoy it's this Zwift community, competitive, similar abilities, but I'm just pushing beyond my ability, I reckon. Group ahead of sprinting at the sprint now, hence they've finished 15 seconds ahead. Someone's gone there, so I'm going to have to go with the American. Come on, I'm pushing like mad, 640. I can't give any more than that on a sprint. I'm going to get caught and I'm doing 640. I can't do any more. I've nothing left. Fair play, they out-sprinted me as well. Finished a minute 10 ahead of Oliveira. Look, 3.5 watts per kilo. But look at the finishes there, 3.9, 3.9, 4.3 watts a kilo, L. Dickinson. Different gravy to me. 4 watts a kilo, 5th, J. Evans. Excellent result. I will see you in a lower group soon, and I need a bit of a breather. Mixed emotions. As always, like and subscribe. It says 22 reduced racing score, by the way. I did get 11 back after everybody had finished. So I will be back. See you soon. Bye bye.